Hi guys, this is Chris from Buff Daddy. Now, as promised, I've put together some workout videos for you. This is the first of 2 workouts that I've put together for which you just need dumbbells. Now, I'm going to be using my pretty beat up by now adjustable Bowflex. Pretty snazzy when I bought them, but not in great shape now, but they still do the job. But you don't need to shell out for something so expensive as that. Just go to your local store, get yourself a set of dumbbells and some plates that add up to about 50 kilos or 100 pounds with good locking systems. That's all you need. Don't overthink this. Don't spend weeks researching the best dumbbells in the world. Just get yourself some dumbbells and we'll get started. So for our first dumbbell workout, here's the exercises we're going to do. We're going to do squats and stiff leg deadlifts to hit the legs. Then we're going to move on to the upper body. We're going to do bent over rows, and then we're going to do shoulder press and press ups. Then we're going to have some bicep curls, and then we're going to finish on plank to work the core. So the first exercise in our workout is squats. We're going to do squats with a dumbbell in each hand, right down the sides of the legs. We're not going to let them sneak out the front and turn it into a deadlift. We're going to keep them right by the sides. What we're also going to make sure we do is we always stick our backside back first. We're not pushing the knees forward like this, always being scared to stick your ass out. Backside down, sit yourself down. I'm a member of the ass to the floor camp, so right the way down, ass to your ankles and come back up again. So, backside back, down we go, drive it up, okay? Sit back, down we go, drive it up, down, drive it up. We're aiming for about 2 and 2 tension. So 1, 2 down, 1, 2 up. Keep it nice and slow. Keep it controlled. Up we come. And drive that up. So you're going to do one warm-up set with a lightish weight for about 8 to 10 reps. Then you're going to go for a weight that you can just do for 8 to 12 reps. Ideally what you're going to do is get a weight you can do for 8 reps for the first set, and then have a quick break for about a minute, and then try it again. So we've done our squats. You've worked your thighs, you've worked your lower back. Now we're going to balance things out by making sure that we also hit right down the back of the legs, the lower back, and the calves. So we're going to do stiff-legged deadlifts. Stiff-legged meaning you keep your legs nice and straight the whole time. We don't bend the knees. You're going to have a weight in front of you, feet almost together. You're going to bend at the waist. Push this down as if you're aiming the dumbbell a couple of inches in front of the toes. When you get almost to the floor, pull the hips forward, come up straight. So again, 1, 2, 3 down, 1, 2, 3 up. We're aiming for about a 6-second time under tension. Just count it out. 1, 2, 3, pull. 1, 2, 3, and back up again. Again, you're going to do your warm-up set with a weight of about 50% of what you can do for a set of 8 to 12 reps. Then we're going to whack on some weight and go for 2 sets, have 1 minute's rest, and then we're going to move on to the next exercise. Now we're going to shift onto the upper body. We're going to do bent over rows. So again, a rowing action, you might hear about upright rows, seated rows. This is a bent over row. Bend yourself over, pull those weights back. Okay, so anytime you hear about an exercise called a row, it's always going to involve putting a weight up or into your body. Okay, so we're going to do bent over rows, which basically work your lats, these big muscles in your back that give you that kind of V shape as long as you're losing the belly at the same time. It's also going to work your biceps too. Okay, so we're going to grab our weights, one foot in front of the other for a bit of stability. Bend yourself over just so your torso is about parallel to the floor. Keep your head kind of neutral. You don't need to have it all the way up, but also don't have your head all the way tucked down and bending your spine. So nice and neutral. We're going to pull those elbows back, pull the weights right in to the side of the chest, into the rib cage, and back down. So what we're going to do this time with tension is 1, 2, pause for 1, 1, 2, down. So about 5 seconds. So 1, 2, squeeze, 1, 2, back down. Drive those elbows back, just pause for a wee second, and back down again. Again, you're going to do your warm-up set, then we're going to do 2 work sets separated by about a minute's rest. And that's our upper body started, and then we're going to move on to the next upper body exercise. So we've done our bent over rows, now we're going to hit the shoulders and the triceps too with a shoulder press. So we're going to have a weight in each hand, and we're going to go for 1, 2, up, and 1, 2, back down again. So I have my dumbbells here level with my ears. If you're in a gym and you have a barbell, the ideal way is to have the barbell out in front of you and drive it up and bring your head forward. What we're going to do is just have a neutral grip here with the dumbbells. So you can see my palms are facing my ears. I've got these weights almost sitting right on top of my shoulders. Elbows out in front of me. I'm going to drive it up, 1, 2, pause, 1, 2, back down. Get it moving, drive the weights up, slowly back down, and down we go. So again, a quick warm-up set, 2 workout sets separated by 1 minute, and we're going to move on to the next exercise. Hi, so we've come down a wee bit lower because we're going to do some press-ups here. For me, press-ups are one of the best exercises there are. Even regardless of the fact that you're not using any dumbbells for this one, it's a great bodyweight exercise because it's going to work the shoulders, the triceps, across your chest, and across the top of the back. And there's so many different derivatives that you can use to hit different parts of your body, and also to make it a little bit harder as you progress, that it's just a great exercise to do. So there's a couple of things you need to be wary of with press-ups. We're going to be using press-ups today to work your chest primarily. So what we want to do is to make sure that we keep the elbows tucked in. We don't want to push the elbows right out like that, because that's going to work the shoulders, which we've just worked on the shoulder press. Shoulders are done. We're trying to hit the chest with these. So we're going to make sure we keep the elbows tucked in. We're going to go for 2 up and 2 down, nice and controlled. And you also want to make sure you're engaging your core. Quite often you'll see people do press-ups where it's almost like they're having sex with the floor. It's like that. Now, I'm sure the floor is enjoying that, but that's not doing very much for your chest and for working the muscles that we want. So we always want to engage the core, keep those hips nice and static, and they're moving up and down at the same time as the rest of your body. So we're going to do 2 up and 2 down. Okay, so see, elbows tucked in, 1, 2 down, and 1, 2 up. See, so I'm not letting those hips drop, and keeping them nice and steady, and we're going 1, 2, 1, 2. Chin down to the floor, almost looking right along the floor at the bottom. 1, 2, 1, 2. We don't want to headbutt the floor and get hardly any flexion in the elbows. We're going to go down. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now, whereas with the other exercises with the dumbbells, we're always aiming for sets of 8 to 12 reps. What I want you to do here is to do the maximum that you can for just 2 sets. No warm-up sets for this one. We're just going to do 2 sets for as many as you can. I'm going to include some bicep curls. What we're going to do is 1, 2, 3 up, squeeze, 1, 2, 3 down. 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down. Now, we're not using the hips. You're going to pick a weight that you can keep your hips nice and steady and keep the weight under control. We're not picking a much too heavy weight and having to have some kind of dance bicep curl at the same time. So we're going to have weights out, palms facing away from you. You're going to try and keep your elbows tucked in, and then we're just going to curl up. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So curl up 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Again, no hip thrusts, no sticking your elbows out, just to get the weight up. Leave your ego at the door, pick a weight that you can keep under control. Even if you think it's much too light, everyone has to start somewhere. Keep your elbows and upper arms tucked in. Squeeze, 1, 2, 3 up, 1, 2, 3 down. Again, one quick warm-up set with a light weight, and then 2 work sets separated by about a minute's rest. So we're back down here again. We're going to do our 1 abdominal and core exercise, the plank. This, for me, is the only good thing from Pilates. I've gone to some Pilates classes in the past. The whole class just felt like I was warming up the whole time. It never seemed to feel like I was getting going. Maybe I was doing it wrong. But the plank is a great way to work your abs without necessarily having to do any crazy sit-ups where you're wrecking your neck and curving your back. So basically, the plank, we're down on our forearms, step back. We're just going to hold the hips nice and steady. You're trying to get your body nice and parallel. Now at this point, if you're feeling your shoulders are crying out in pain, that's a sign you need to get your elbows forward, okay? If even at this point, parallel to the floor, your lower back is feeling it more than your abs, that's a sign to get your ass up because your abs aren't strong enough yet. But if you can, stay at parallel. We're going to hold this as long as we can. Once you get to the point where your lower back is doing all the work, Put the knees down. We've worked the lower back already. We're trying to hit the abs. So hold yourself at parallel for as long as you can. We're only doing one set of this exercise, remember. Hold it for as long as you can. Once the abs give up and stop listening to you and the lower back is taking most of the weight, put your knees down. Aim for another 5-10 seconds longer next time. So that's the workout done, guys. As I said, the important thing is that you schedule these workouts into your life. If you don't schedule it in, it's not going to get done. Somebody's going to pull you in to do something for it, whether that's your boss or your family, your wife, your kids, whatever. Schedule these workouts in. It's only 30 to 45 minutes twice a week. That, including your high intensity interval training workouts for 10 to 15 minutes a week, that's 2 hours of workout time a week. You need to schedule these things in, and as long as you're then sticking to the right dietary changes that I've talked about on the blog, you will build the body that you want. You're going to gain muscle, lose the belly, lose the man boobs, and feel a whole lot better. But you do need to find the time to do these things and stick to it. So let's get our asses in shape, guys, like I always say, but also send me any questions at all that you have about this workout. If you're struggling and you're not sure whether you're doing it right, we'll work through it together and we'll keep you on track. So I'll see you soon.